So let's just take a step back real quick. The beginning of the 2020 season started off with a bang, with my dad and I pulling off a double on opening day. This hunt in particular really showed me the value of patience. Just waiting for both of these birds to get in range was excruciating to say the least, but I felt like that was our best bet to successfully pulling off the double, and in the end it all worked out how I envisioned it. Up to this point in my life, this has probably got to be the most memorable turkey hunt I've had, and that's saying a lot because I've had a lot of amazing turkey hunts. Moving on, I had a week without a tag, but it was time for me to start scouting for my next opportunity. With no birds left on our property that I knew about, I didn't spend much time scouting there. To my surprise, a couple days into my next season, I actually found a bird heading to roost in the backwood lot, just like the turkeys always do on our property. I watched him fly up and I instantly got excited, headed home to come up with a game plan for the next morning. So if you guys follow our channel on a video-to-video basis, and you watched my last turkey hunting video, you've probably already seen how this whole day of hunting unfolded, and it did not go too well. A group of turkeys flew down into the food plots and hung up at 70 yards. And that was the story of the day, and the next couple days to come, hung up. The next few days were tough. I had quite a few encounters that got close a couple times, but I could never seal the deal. It was now the last day of third season. It was a rainy and stormy morning, so I didn't end up going out in the morning. Honestly, I didn't even plan on going out at all. The rain let up later in the afternoon, and my dad actually spotted the tom with the two jakes out strutting in the pasture. I assumed they were probably drying their feathers and probably weren't moving too fast. I went and looked for myself to see exactly where they were, and I made up my mind to go all in.
Alright guys, I'm doing something nuts today. I've never done something like this before. Works for a lot of people. Underneath the camera on my tripod, I attached one of my turkey mounts to it, so it looks like a turkey fanned out. Right over the hill, probably 300 yards, is that tom I've been chasing for the last like 5 days now. He's with two jakes. It's been raining, it's really wet. I'm hoping I can crawl over here and entice him in. Just gonna crawl towards him with it. He'll probably run away. That seems to be what happens with the turkeys out here. They don't like decoys, but we'll see. We're gonna test it out today. I think this will work. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't. I got the camera lens peeking through the feathers on the fan. Yeah, this should be interesting. It's gonna probably start raining again. I'm just worried about getting my camera wet, but hopefully it don't rain too hard. That's the last day of third season here in Wisconsin. Tomorrow's fourth season, which I still have tags, but I kind of wanted to get him before the end of third season, so we're going to go see if we can't get it done. They're just drying their feathers out here in the middle of the pasture, so we'll see if we can't creep up on them and get them to get close enough, and we'll put the smack down on one. Let's go.
So yeah, that happened. Honestly, so many things went wrong right as the shot was about to happen. I let them get too far to my right before getting a shot off, which almost made it impossible for me to lift the gun without them seeing movement. They then started to bolt, which made the shot 10 times harder, and honestly the second shot I took I shouldn't have taken, but I was amped up. Is what it is, own the miss and move on. 5 days went by before I ended up seeing this turkey again, and at the same time I found this tom, I ended up finding another one strutting in almost the same area I missed this one. And at this time it was the second to last day of the 4th season, so I was going to have the last day to hunt them. Once again, go home, make a game plan, and try again the next morning. The morning hunt went a little like this. The new tom that I had never seen before was roosted in the back of the woodlot. The tom I missed a few days prior was roosted a ways away and ended up coming up the valley and headed up to pick a fight with the new tom. Well, all of a sudden there was an epic turkey fight and the single new tom ended up kicking the other one's butt. I'm not really sure how that happened considering the one tom that I missed had 2 jakes with him, so it was a 3-on-1 fight, but the new tom must be a fighter. Then, about an hour and a half later, the new tom worked down into the food plots with a few hens, but stayed just out of range. So he hung up and then ended up walking 15 yards away from one of our deer blinds. I made my decision right then that that's where I'd be sitting in the afternoon for what would be more than likely my last sit of the season.
So this morning they skirted me. They walked literally 20 yards, no, probably 15 yards from this blind I'm sitting in now. We actually did some work in our food plots today when I got done hunting. And this plot in front of this blind, we actually planted today. So I put 3 decoys out. I put a jake and 2 hens. I got the one Montana decoy feeding in the feeding position, and then I got the hen and the jake DSD one. So hopefully they come back down through this way to go to roost behind me. If they do, we should be in a good way. This is the blind I shot my double-bearded turkey out of last year, so this deer blind's in a really good spot for turkey hunt. I just haven't been using it because it's kind of hard for me to film out of. If they go behind me in the pasture, it's going to be tough for me to try to get everything turned around and film it. We'll see what happens tonight. It's about 5:15 now, probably. It's really warm. Hopefully they come back through this way to roost. Forgot my face mask, so that's cool. Hopefully they don't see me in here, but we shall see what happens.
So for quite a long time I hadn't seen anything other than a couple deer. I was starting to get worried they weren't even going to show. Then at about 7:15 I spotted them, but of course they were coming down the hill behind me. And oh boy, you guys will not believe how the rest of this hunt unfolds. He was making his way down the hill, but it didn't seem like they were going to come any closer, so I tried a few soft hen yelps. And yes, I know my calling sucks. I'm still trying to get good with the mouth call. But these few calls really seemed to grab his attention.
Pretty sure he's coming. He's coming right to me.
Okay, so here's where things get, well, let's say complicated. I was hoping that was my opportunity to get a shot. He was at around 25 yards, and I didn't honestly want him any closer because I knew if he got closer, I probably wouldn't be able to get my camera high enough to film out the windows. Well, right as I was getting lined up on him, he stepped right out of the frame of the camera. So now I have this Tom literally, and I mean literally, at the steps of the blind. And I will spare you guys all of the footage because he was literally standing there for like 7 minutes plus. I was trying everything I could to get the camera high enough to film and be able to get a shot. At this point when he disappeared, I figured he was going to follow the fence out, so I swung the camera to the right and figured I'd get a shot when he got out farther. But I was wrong. Did you hear that? Yep, you guessed right. That was him beating up the decoy. So the drama starts again. When I spotted them coming down the back hill, I closed up all the windows facing the decoys, so that way he wasn't able to silhouette me from the pasture side. Normally the turkeys out on our land don't come into decoys, so I didn't figure they would end up at the decoys. I figured I might get a longer shot at the pasture. Well, I was wrong again.
Holy smokes, dude. My God, dude. That was insane. It's so dark in this blind, I'm just gonna turn this off. Oh my God. That was crazy, dude. What a hunt. I can't even believe that. He was drumming right at the steps of the blind. I'm not kidding you. I didn't realize he got behind me. I thought he was still right here. All of a sudden I hear something just hit the decoy and I was like, what? I turned around, he's out there. I literally shut all them windows up because I thought when I seen him coming down the hill, I thought they were just gonna go to roost and I thought maybe I'd get a shot somewhere in the pasture. But no, I called a couple times and he looked over and they started coming right at me. I'm not kidding you. I called him just a couple times, soft, and he come running right in. And he was literally drumming and spitting and drumming right here at the steps. I didn't know how I was gonna get a shot. These windows are high and it's blind and my tripod's not that, I didn't have it extended that tall. I can't even believe it. Holy smokes. I need to get out and get some pictures
there you
before it gets
have
too
it.
dark.
Honestly, after how everything had gone in the last few
guys.
months, I never thought that would be how it would go down. The amount of patience it took for me to wait until he was in the frame to shoot him was unreal. I had to try and keep composure to make everything work. It didn't end up being the bird I was originally hunting and missed, but it was a beautiful bird. Hopefully he'll be around next year and I can chase him some more. All of the time and effort chasing these long birds, all the times they skirted me and gobbled saying maybe next time. It all paid off in the end on this last minute bird.